We often as humans tend to avoid silence in all costs, thinking that there is something wrong with that, or it is something really bad if you are just quiet. But in truth, I see in so many situations being quiet and silence more than you are talking, and being loud is better. It is always better to listen more than talk more. Because when you are listening, you can gain knowledge, you can gain information. But when you are talking, you are constantly giving away something. And of course, it is good that you will help and share your knowledge. But there have to be that time and place and what kind of information you are sharing and with which kind of extent. We should, as humans, try to be in control more of our own information flow. The ideal situation would be always that somebody else is doing the talking more than you. When you are listening more and being quiet, you can make sure that when you end of the all speak, it is more about quality than quantity. That everything that you say, there is something important to others to hear. And that will then make sure that when others are listening, when you are speaking, those others are truly listening to you. Because they know that there is value on your words, that those words are thoughtful, those your opinions, your insights, they carry weight. And others can recognize also that you put value to your insights, your words that you are talking, that you are not just speaking whatever you like, whenever you want. So often I see these people that have to forcibly try to fill the silence. They start to get awkward, desperate, anxious, when there is no sound to fill the silence. But I rather be silent, and I would want to there will be silence if there is nothing good to say, than rather to fill those silences with empty conversations. When there is more quiet and noise, that will make sure that there is more quality than quantity. And in so many aspects of life, I always prioritize that quality over quantity. I think that Also when you can just be silent and be comfortable in that, it speaks about a lot of about you and your confidence and your self-trust. If you're constantly speaking, for me at least, it tells about being not so confident in you and lack of experience and trying to always gain the recognition and acceptance from others, not being satisfied to just be with you and your own self-acceptance. You are not constantly searching something outside of you, but just being proudly on who you are and what you are, saying and doing what feels right to you, without searching acceptance from those other sources. And those others around you will also recognize these things in you that will add your own self-value. To get that recognition and people appreciating you more. But if you truly think about this world, the most wisest people are often those that listen the most, that are constantly gaining and learning. And often these things happen only by you listening more and searching. And of course, when you can be comfortably silent in certain situations, you will make sure that you don't overexpose yourself to others, to certain wrong kind of people. There is that fact that when you are always sharing about certain kind of things about you, there is always that possibility that somebody else will use that information against you, giving those others that leverage to use the knowledge about you however they want. I am not saying that we should not try to connect with others. There should be always that control of, in certain kind of situations, that you are not oversharing, that there is that mutual balance between others, and try to use that self-assessment who you want to open up in which kind of extent. At least I myself have learned the hard way. When you share about too much in certain kind of information to others, too much, I'd rather be the one who is in control and than the person that have the auto, that have oversaid and give the auto power away, the control to others, rather than holding that to yourself. Of course, I have been also so long time trying to always feel the silence, being uncomfortable in that silence. But by time, when you just consciously try to get comfortable in that silence, it can be done, and you can understand and see that nothing bad will happen in so many situations if you just not try to talk so much. And so many times when I felt that uncomfort in those situations, that when there was too much quietness, so many times I then just tried to forcibly fill that silence. And what then will happen, that I will speak certain things that I wouldn't necessarily wanted to share with others, and then I would regret afterwards those things. So many times things I value the silence more, the quietness. And the main message is that there is truly nothing bad about being silent, quiet. Speaking when you have something good to say, and being quiet when you have nothing good to say. It is simple as that. Of course, these things comes to that your own self-confidence. When you know you yourself truly, and be proud of who you are and know yourself well. Only then there is no that need to be constantly saying something, trying to prove yourself. But these things we all have to acknowledge and understand and try to work towards better direction. I want to thank you again being with me today, as always. And if you're interested about personal coaching, I'm offering that currently. Thank you again so much being with me today, and hopefully see you next time. Take care.